Hello, everyone. Just a quick note before we get to this week's episode. We're going to take a break for the holidays. So this is the last episode for 2023. We'll be back, hopefully, on January 8th, 2024, with the next episode. So we just wanted to take a minute and say, have a wonderful and safe holiday season, and we hope that you get to relax and have some fun and see some people that you like.
Probably have to see people you don't like too.
Well,
It's
yes.
holidays.
Yes.
Happy holidays.
Try not to kill them.
Right.
Enjoy your holiday.
Unless you get a bow and
arrow.
arrow for Christmas and then try it out.
Flamethrower?
Ooh, those two.
Flame-throwing drone.
Axes.
Happy holidays, everybody. Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. That's right, no professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your Game Master, and here's what happened last time. Aribell, Tasha, and Zorith stopped in at the Shouting Pirate in Erema to chat with Jojo, who revealed a bit of personal life-changing information. The trio then went to Gwenlaryn's estate to recruit Tosk, Kaelin, and Girta to accompany them to Thunder's Edge to help with the clan and public memorial services. Zorith, casting Obrus's Greater Sending, connected Gwenlaryn with herself and her staff, and Gwen explained why she wanted them to leave Erema to come and assist her. Tasha, with the other two in tow, reported in to Major Warbender, debriefing him on some of her activities over the last few weeks. Zorith and Tasha brought Gwen's staff and Arabell's parents to the Forehome via a teleportation circle and got everyone settled in. Gwen headed off to Aralahkis' office to get an update on the public ceremony. And then Aralahkis and Gwen headed to the Ivory's Wrath to talk with Aloric and formally recruit him and Cook for the ceremonies, only to discover that Cook is an informal disciple of Kaelin's. Gwen then headed to Athgar's house and encountered Sheven coming out after another meeting. They briefly discussed Athgar's support, or lack thereof, for succeeding his father, should he choose to do so. Inside, Gwen gave Athgarr the food she brought him from the Wrath, and Athgarr filled Gwen in on some of the plans he and Sheven had cooked up for the clan memorial. The couple then had a serious discussion of what Athgar's standing for Lord of Thunder's Edge would mean for the Four, and then they discussed the crew that has been assembled to handle the meals for the ceremonies. Tasha secured performance time at the Blue Spider for her new quintet of songs asserting Athgar's place in the Four's recent adventures. Athgarr and Gwen went to the Forehome to greet those recruited to help. Athgarr set up a meeting for Aralahkis and Lady Lorana to discuss the city traditions of Thunder's Edge. And then finally, Athgarr asked the Four for their advice on whether or not he should, quote-unquote, throw his hat in the ring for Lord of Thunder's Edge. And that's where we pick up tonight. The intervening 2 days that have now passed were a blur of meetings and preparation and some food testing done in the Ivory's Wrath kitchen. And the day of the clan memorial dawns, as usual, bright, cloudless, and hot. The plan is for those involved in the food to be at the Temple of Phahros at dawn. The ceremony itself will begin just after high sun, so those involved in the ceremony are expected to be there an hour and a half in advance.
Did we send out the invites in those 2 days?
The notices were sent out to the clan leaders.
Oh, this is the clan leader one. Okay.
Yes. They were sent out to the members of the clan council, and the clan council was to let their clan members know.
When are we sending out invites to the peoples, the big kids?
Notice has been sent out that it will occur on the date you prepared already.
We had talked about having some of them stop by for the cleansing, showing that Athgarr had friends, but then we didn't really talk about it after that, and it's the clan, and so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they wouldn't actually be allowed in.
Okay.
And if they came in, it would be a breach of etiquette.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But initial notices have been sent out. The personal invitations will go out either after the clan memorial or the next day.
Okay.
But everyone has been made aware when the ceremony will be.
Good.
Like all the dignitaries. So it's about an hour before the ceremony is to begin.
We are all resplendent in our fineries.
Yep. Athgarr is wearing a tailored black suit with a long coat and sort of silver trim. And
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We would probably have on our 4 outfits, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not black, but they are dignitary-ish.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have our dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I guess each of us has our own dragon feature.
The only adornment that Athgarr has on is his platinum star.
Oh,
Smart.
you mean the medal he won?
Yeah.
The one he earned, yes.
Yeah, that's all he's wearing in terms of jewelry or other adornments.
Mm-hmm.
And when Aralahkis arrives, it's a little bit of a double take because he is immaculately groomed.
Athgarr?
No, Aralahkis.
Oh, we do the double take.
Yeah. Hair and beard combed. Beard is tied in a royal purple ribbon which matches the full-length robes he's wearing.
Wow.
Yeah. And when you arrive, he is in the room where the ceremony will take place. Lord Tremaine is, you assume, in the coffin that's on the raised platform behind where you all will stand. and Aralahkis is in conversation with Sheven, who is also there early.
I guess I'll approach the two of them. If it seems like they are in private conversation, then I'll wait.
No, it doesn't look very intense. It looks like they're just kind of chatting. And...
Greetings.
Good choice.
Oh?
The wardrobe. Good to remind them who they're looking at.
Well, we all have something on us that reminds people that we're part of a dragon sept.
Yep. And Sheven just kind of nods to both of you and turns and shuffles off to go sit down. There's a row, several rows of chairs. Probably to seat 50, 60 people.
Are we going to sit in those rows now until it's time to receive?
Well, Aralahkis says to Gwen, "Can you get the rest of them up here? We just need to go over
Sure.
the specifics for this. It's not hard. It just got to be done a certain way."
Understood. And by the way, you clean up nicely.
Shut up.
Any word from Sheven as to what kind of support Athgarr might expect today?
Terms of the Clan Council looks like it's split right down the middle.
Still, I hope they might come around.
Well, she told me she and Athgarr have a couple things planned. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, he should be in any minute. He's in talking to the priestess.
I'll go get the rest of the four.
All right.
And I do. I go fetch them and say Aralahkis would like us to join up front.
We head on up there.
Let's
Right.
go.
And Athgarr comes walking in from the side door. Wow. Look at you all.
Look at you.
You look like the heroes of the realm you are.
As do you.
I'm
You
hoping...
look like you could be leading the clan.
I hope I look like a respectful son.
You are that as well.
He reaches down and kind of self-consciously adjusts the platinum star. I'm still not
It
sure
looks
about.
great.
Still not sure about wearing this, but both Sheven and Aralahkis say I absolutely should.
They're
You-
right.
Absolutely should.
It's going to piss some of them off.
If your success pisses people off, you have nothing to be sorry about. That sounds like a them problem.
For real.
Well,
Don't change who you are because of them.
Aralahkis looks up at Athgarr. So did you tell him? Oh, no. I made my choice. I don't know that I will win, but I'm going to stand for Lord.
Well, we stand with you.
If only you could vote.
Gwen can.
No.
I mean,
It's the clan council that votes.
Clan council. I thought it was.
Oh, I thought the clan
I
voted.
thought it
who
was the whole
gonna
clan.
be
I was like,
their-
we can all vote because we're all Bear Clan peoples.
Lion clan.
Lion
So
Clan.
the Lion Clan doesn't have to vote on who they put up.
Athgarr looks at Aralahkis and he goes, nope. Now they can't. If they'd put someone up before you made your decision, then we might have had an issue. But you are now the Lion Clan candidate. And yep, that's going to piss off some of them too, but you snooze, you lose. All right, so what do we need to know? Oh, well, Sheven and I were talking. It's the 6 of us that are going to be the memorial line. And she and I talked about the order. Obviously, Athgarr will be first. Seneschal, I will be next. And then Gwen, Aribell, Zorith, and Tasha. And Athgar's going to give his speech. Still wish you'd let me read it beforehand. I know. But Sheven has helped me write it. Oh, geez.
I don't think that helped you, Kate.
You sure you won't let me read it? No, it will be fine. It's nothing that will raise anyone's ire. Perhaps an eyebrow or two. But it will not anger anyone. And Sheven helped you write it. She had several suggestions which I believe wisely chose not to accept.
Oh.
All right. She wanted me to make more of a political statement than I felt was appropriate for this particular occasion. This isn't about politics. This is about honoring and saying farewell to Lord Tremaine. And so I tried to keep everything focused on that. Okay. I'm a little impressed. Takes a lot to say no to her. It was easier than I thought. I simply had to say, I don't think that's appropriate. And after the 3rd or 4th time, she stopped arguing with the fact that this doesn't need to be appropriate, and accepted that I wanted it to be. But still, we've come up with a couple interesting ideas. It helps having someone steeped in clan lore. And of course, I've prayed for guidance to do this correctly. So, is there anything else? Nope. That's really it. Athgar's going to give his speech, and then he's going to invite anyone who wants to memorialize Lord Tremaine to come up and speak to whomever in the line they wish.
Oh.
And they will come up one at a time. They'll actually file out of the seats through the door, down the hallway, and they'll come in that door right over there. And then they'll cross the room and go through that door and then down into the hall where we're serving the food.
I have a question. I wasn't planning to say anything about Lord Tremaine. I think that would be wise. Would there be any negative ramifications for Athgarr should I choose to remain silent?
Well, they'll just probably come up and say, thank you for your service, thank you for being here, thank you for what you've done. It's a shame about Lord Tremaine. Athgar's looking well. You can just kind of, nod, yes, no, thank you.
Okay.
No one expects
Like a
long conversations.
traditional
Okay.
funeral line, not coming up and saying something memorializing him
Right.
To the crowd.
to the crowd, which is what
Yeah.
it sounded like.
Right. I would not do that.
Yeah, none of us are doing that.
Okay. But I just wanted to be sure that choosing not to do that won't negatively affect Athgarr in any way.
No, the only person who's supposed to speak is him.
Yeah.
He's
Great.
leading the service. And
Oof.
for our ceremonies, he's the only one who speaks to the crowd. Everything else is done on an individual basis.
Got it.
I, of course, will have most of the duties with regard to speaking to the people who come up in the line. It may be that they will simply nod and walk past you all to get to the food. But some may want to stop and say a little something, but you shouldn't expect any long conversations. That's considered rude, because it's one person through at a time. Until that person is finished with the line, the next person will not step through the door. So it does take a little while, but every person gets their moment alone with the line to relate a story or offer a condolence or be rude and snooty.
Are you expecting that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Not from the members who are attending, but from some of the council. They don't see me in a very positive light.
Is there an appropriate way for us to recognize the elders? I mean, is there some sort of deference we should show when they approach?
Whatever you think is appropriate. They are the leaders of the clans of the city. They are the clan council, but they do not hold any formal rank.
Will they be the first through?
Yes. And some of them will be much easier to speak to than others. I do have a few friends.
We're all alone here, right? No one's...
No. Sheven's sitting back in the chairs, but...
Oh, okay. Do we know who's not in support of Athgarr? She asks Aralahkis.
I know some. I suspect others. Like, the first one who's going to be up here, absolutely no friend of Athgar's.
Okay.
I know there's another member of the Lion Clan that sides with her. There's a couple others. There's one in the Badger Clan, one in the Porcupine Clan, one in the Hawk Clan.
Okay.
So, like I said, there's 12 members of the Clan Council, and right now, by my count, the vote is split 50-50.
And who's the tiebreaker?
There isn't one.
Just until someone changes their vote?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there anything that we can do, Athgarr, to make today easier for you?
I can't think of what that would be.
If you think of anything, you have only to ask.
There will be a couple through who I will recommend make a point of introducing themselves to all of you. And you'll likely be able to tell from their demeanor who they are. But also remember that all of them are older than any of us, some centuries older.
Are there non-humans here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Let's see. There's a half-orc. There's an elf, of course. Who am I forgetting? Well, there's a dwarf. There's a gnome. That might be it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody else is human. Nope. Forgot. There's a half-elf.
Okay.
But that's what? 5, 6? It's not a majority.
No.
And some of them are on one side and some of them are on the others. Usually the older they are, the more hidebound they are. Less likely to approve of changing things. And although I don't think anything has been said specifically about Athgarr wanting to change things, it's kind of assumed because he's been running around with you four. So
we're a bad influence?
Well, he's been out of the bosom of Thunder's Edge, you see, and exposed to all sorts of untraditional and radical ideas from other parts of the country that are inferior to the way we do things here.
Interesting.
Yep. This is one of the things that I would like to see change. Is this assumption of superiority. But that goes hand in hand with being an inner enclaver. Well, mostly. Not all of us. No. But a vast majority. All right. Well, how soon before the actual ceremonies should we be in place? Oh, no, not until it actually starts. Your walking up signals the beginning of the ceremony. So it's not like you're going to have to stand up here and wait for them to get in and sit down. That's not how this works. Oh. All right. Well, then...
We're sitting.
Okay, we sit, and then when he's done talking, we stand up and come up front.
Mm-hmm.
Where should we wait? Well, not in here.
And we don't need to greet people as they come in.
No. That's the line after Athgarr speaks. That's the meet and greet. And then whatever happens, with the food.
Okay.
Perhaps we could go and wait in the hall where they're serving food. Yeah. Just remember when you're going to come in to go around and come in through the same doors that they'll be coming through to talk to you.
So we should go out and wait on that side.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get to the other side around the halls. I mean, it's not hard.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I wish Bo was here so we could have our things, so we could just thank to each other.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't work, but it's a nice thought.
It wouldn't work.
Is it
No.
worded in here?
Yep. It's one of the services. Basically, no detection magic, no mind magic for the duration of the ceremony.
Okay.
Puts everybody on an even playing field and keeps people from trying to unduly influence anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And there's plenty of security?
Yes.
Someone's checking as people enter?
Yes. And not everyone will be attending the service because a good chunk of the assembled clans are walking perimeter, guarding the doors.
Glad to hear that.
And each clan has their own way of figuring out who gets to come in and who's going to be working the event, so... But, yeah, I'd say a good, probably 40% of the clans are making certain that the rest of the clans have an uninterrupted ceremony.
Good.
Yep, that's all written down too.
Is us being here with Athgarr going to cause problems in the line?
I don't see why. I mean, you were recognized by Lord Tremaine as Friends of the City honorary Dragon Clan, or honorary Lion Clan members, and now you're, Dragon Sept members too. I don't think there's a person in town who hasn't heard of you.
Okay.
And it's pretty common knowledge that he's been traveling with you.
Right, but this is traditional clan event. I just didn't want us to cause harm for him.
Well, if anybody asks, I'm just going to tell them that you're here for his personal security.
Good.
Oh, shut him up.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Go relax for a little bit. We got about probably 45 minutes or so.
All right.
As you leave the room, walk down the hall, you're starting to smell the food.
Oh. Starting to smell. Oh, great. Already.
Just
I'm a little
showered
nervous.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little nervous.
Yep. Well, a little prestidigitation clear that right up.
That's true.
But as you enter the hall, it's clear that they're still in the process of putting out all the table settings. And
Do we need to help? Or
no.
are we just good? Okay.
no. Athgarr goes over to a table and just pulls some chairs out away from the table and looks at the servers and says, "We'll put them back before we leave. But we need a place to sit until the ceremony. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Athgarr just kind of drops into a chair.
How are you doing?
I don't know. I'm tired.
You haven't had a lot of downtime in the last few days. Let's just get through today. And then you'll have a little time to rest.
Gwen, make a perception check.
That is a 23.
He looks pale. He's got dark circles under his eyes.
Have you not been sleeping?
Who has time? I've slept some.
I put my hand on his forehead to see if he's feverish.
He's not. He's actually cool.
Mm.
Like cooler than
Normal.
normal?
Mm-hmm.
You seem chilly.
I'll be fine.
Are you unwell?
I don't think so. I'm just tired.
Can we all hear this?
I don't know. Are you all standing with
I thought we
Athgarr
all
and-
sat down. Yeah.
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 If not, Aribell, would you
Yeah.
take
Come
a
over.
look at Athgarr?
Come over and
I'm fine.
Let's just make sure today's an important day and we can't take any chances.
all right. I'm gonna check him.
Okay.
Let's see. What am I gonna do?
That would be medicine.
21.
He's suffering from exhaustion.
Yeah.
You would imagine that, however you frame it in game terms, he's probably got at least 2 levels of exhaustion.
Wow.
Acorns?
Yeah, that's what I was looking to see if we had any.
Do they work if you're already?
Yeah, it takes off one.
Okay. Yes, I do. Somewhere.
Reach into the bag.
6 potion of exhaustion resistance. I've got 2.
Oh, that's the resistance. Is that the acorn?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the acorn.
Yeah, that heals one back, I think. Can you take more than one?
You can, but it won't do anything.
It won't take 2 levels?
No.
Okay.
No, you can use one of those potions per week.
Oh,
Okay.
well, now's the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, she'd ask who has one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there anything else we can do?
If it's exhaustion, I don't think so.
Okay. Down to 1.
All right.
Yeah, lesser restoration doesn't help with exhaustion, but at least it would take 1 off.
All right. Well, he drinks it, and it puts a little color back in his face.
Mm. Hmm.
If we can't help him to feel better, can we at least disguise the fatigue?
We could,
I don't think that
but
we
I
should.
won't.
He needs
If-
to.
Yeah, if anyone were to find out, it would severely damage my credibility.
I think that your exhaustion as a grieving son, which is all true,
Mm-hmm.
adds to the sincerity of your words. But relieving a little bit of it so that you can get through the day is also important.
I squeeze his hand and say, it's just a few more hours, and then you can rest and know that this event is behind you.
One of many.
But this one will be behind you. And you can rest until the next. We have things well in hand.
When is the vote?
That will be after the public memorial.
Okay.
The deadline for each clan to put forth a nominee would be the day before. So it is assumed 48 hours from when the last nominee makes their candidacy known. 48 hours to speak to people, to make their cases, and then the clan will gather and vote.
So 48 hours or a day?
48 hours.
2 days.
Yeah.
So today, tomorrow, and then they vote?
Well,
No.
48 hours from when the last of the clans puts forth their nominee.
And so far, has anybody besides you put forth their nominee?
I don't think so. Aralahkis hasn't said anything.
You said the deadline is the day before the public funeral, so likely it'll be the day after.
Yes. All right. Anything else you'd like to do before the ceremony begins?
Nope.
No, I don't have. I look around at everybody and I see that we're all like, when we get up, as everybody's going to like the area, I'm gonna prestidigitation everybody to have like straight lines, nicely.
No wrinkle.
Yeah, no wrinkles, that kind of thing.
Nice.
All right.
You've got this, Athgarr.
Here's hoping.
Don't make anybody allow you to feel as though this isn't your role, that this isn't your place.
Dressfiend has blessed you with the gift of words.
And we've got your back.
So,
And we believe in you.
Thank you. All right, boys and girls. Or boy and girls. Let's get this shindig started.
As everybody passes me, I pat. Right here.
my stomach. Boom.
Boom.
Nice.
What's the fist thing that you
It's our new greeting. Yeah.
Hey! How you doing?
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, you line up. Tasha, Zorith, Aribell, Gwen, Aralahkis, and then Athgarr. So that you just walk in and stand in front of Lord Tremaine's casket. Athgarr takes a deep breath and looks at Aralahkis, and Aralahkis says, "All right, Tasha, open the door and lead us in. Nice, steady pace."
I open the door slowly, but not too slowly.
Appropriate.
Right. And
Jesus.
And I walk at a nice, slow, steady, like pomp and circumstance pace.
Yep.
Hail to the chief?
That's yes.
Okay.
I'm not. Zorith is not humming that. Or Nikki is.
Okay.
Get my timing right.
I'm humming.
Oh,
where
that's
I
the
went.
one.
That's where I went.
Mhm.
Oh, graduation.
Yes.
Okay.
There is some discussion as you open the doors, and as everyone begins to walk in, the discussion fades to a soft murmur and then silence as everyone comes to a stop. Athgarr kind of looks down the line, locks eyes with all of you briefly, and then turns and steps forward. We are gathered to pay tribute to the Lord Sengor Tremaine of Thunder's Edge, leader of the Lion Clan, veteran of the Dragon Orc War, and son of Varys Sudartan, former Lord of Thunder's Edge. He takes a kind of a pause and a deep breath. I welcome you, fellow clan members of the assembled tribes, Mao, Atokfik, Kukwaokwame, Gyuj, Io. There's a little stir in the crowd when he says that. Like his father before him, my father helped guide Thunder's Edge from the ruin of the Shattering to become the wall against evil that protects all of Aecathan from the horrors of the God's Wrath Desert. He courted strength and security for all who live in Thunder's Edge, including securing alliances for those who could best assist us in our duties. The four, who stand here as well. Heroes of the realm, friends to Thunder's Edge, and honorary members of the Lion Clan. He also restored our ancient alliance with Gegointooth, the recently returned Serpent of the Sands, also rescued by the Four. With Aralahkis, Master Sorcerer, at his side, Lord Tremaine navigated a treacherous world of threats from across the desert, keeping us strong and vigilant, and serving as the mighty defense Aecathan has always needed Thunder's Edge to be. May his actions be his promise, his devotion his eulogy, and his love of this community and its citizens, his legacy, to be carried out by the next Lord of the City. He pauses, and he closes his eyes, and his body starts to emit a soft golden glow. He opens his eyes again, and they have become leonine. And he begins to sing. Il nala se la tolnegon, il nala tan le tolte frol, ke shaker hoch kot vienarer, tu shine bail de bo. He closes his eyes, and the glow fades. He opens his eyes again, and they're normal. When he began singing, there was a gasp from someone in the crowd. And you see an old elf turning to a half-orc and making like minute but frantic gestures, and the half-orc scrambling for parchment and charcoal and scribbling, taking down the song. When Athgarr opens his eyes and they are normal again, he continues like nothing happened. We will now receive those who wish to memorialize Lord Sengor Tremaine. There's a pause, and then the people in the front row get to their feet and begin to file out. The four of you make a perception check.
$29.
Okay.
32.
18.
$31.
Okay. Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
What did you get, Pam?
32.
Okay, then both Tasha and Aribell.
Mm-hmm.
You catch Sheven looking to your right and nodding.
To our right?
Yeah.
I look to the right and see what's there.
Well, to the right of you are... Well, Tasha, to the right of you is everybody else in the line.
Oh, okay.
Aribell, you get the sense that she was nodding at Aralahkis.
Mm.
And Gwen, Aralahkis quickly taps you on the shoulder and says, I need to talk to Aribell. Switch places with me.
I do.
Okay. And the door on the side of the room opens, and you see a a woman who clearly was statuesque earlier in her life. She is now quite aged, and she has begun to slump a little. And she walks with a cane. Sun-worn skin, snow-white hair, very sharp features, and what you would consider rather judgmental eyes. She looks like one of those people that just doesn't find anything good enough or amusing at all. And she comes walking up. She stands and looks up at Athgarr and just kind of looks for a moment. I'm sorry about your father, boy. I'm sure he was proud of you. And then she turns and then she kind of looks back, realizing that Gwen is the next person. Then she kind of stops and looks, and then looks back at Athgarr. And Athgarr says, "Surely, Lady Fastpaw, you remember Viscountess Gwenlaryn Doonshadow." Viscountess? Oh, you didn't hear? Yes, she was ennobled by Lord Bonething himself. In fact, something that I believe you would find most interesting, the estates that she was granted were the estates previously held by Lady Emily Sudartan. You know, my father's mother.
Sook.
Do we all look shocked?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well,
No,
Gwen, make a history check.
I don't look. I don't look anything. My face goes blank. Blank.
Arabell's in noble receiving line mode.
Mhm.
Nothing shows on her face.
Right. 18.
You vaguely remember, like, maybe the very first time you met Girta,
Yeah,
when you were
they
up on
told
the
me.
roof, she said something about how Lady Emily used to do things.
Right.
But
I
you never
remember
heard
that.
his surname.
I did not. Wow.
Well, you see, Lady Fastpaw, at least we've kept the estate in the clan. I would think you, of all people, would consider that a good thing. She just turns and walks past the rest of the line without looking at anyone. Not Aralahkis, not the other three of you, and just marches her little self right out the door.
I still nod as she walks by, even though she's not looking, because there might still be people in the.
Mm-hmm.
There are still people waiting,
Right.
in the seats and waiting in the line. And
Right.
next, the door opens and a halfling comes in. Definitely older, salt and pepper brown hair, kind of slightly wrinkled skin, but warm blue eyes. And he catches Athgar's eye as he walks sedately up, turns his head so his face isn't easily visible by the crowd, and sort of smiles at Athgarr. And Athgarr doesn't smile, but you see his eyes warm a little. Weird. Athgarr, you're looking tired, boy. You need to take care of yourself. Can't be showing tired eyes to anybody who might be looking at you today, so pinch your cheeks, rub your eyes. People might think you're tearing up, that's fine. But put on a good show and know that I'm rooting for you. I think you'll bring the kind of changes that we've needed in this place for a long time. And congratulations. And he steps to Gwen and he goes, I don't think we've met. At least not since you've been an adult. Veered Snaketail.
Gwenlaryn Duneshadow.
Aye, I heard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
And thank you for being here today.
Of course. It's kind of a job.
Well, the support is also much appreciated, I know.
Well, there's a few of us. Not as many as I'd like, but there's a few of us. You'll meet them.
You have my gratitude.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Watch their eyes. That's how you'll know if they're one of us or one of them.
Thank you, I will.
And he goes down the line. Seems almost a little skittish around Aribell.
Well, she'd give a well-practiced kind of half curtsy type. It's not a full, but you know, showing appropriate deference to his.
Zorith looks at Aribell and like panics.
You give a quick like shake, like you don't have to.
And he stops at the end of the line, looks up at Tasha and says, I've heard your songs. You're damn good.
Thank you. So are you.
Well, maybe when I was younger. Slowed down a little. But still keep my toe in the game.
Yes, I can see it in your eyes.
I was just telling Athgarr and Gwenlaryn, watch the eyes. You'll always figure out who someone is by watching their eyes.
I always do.
Good. Keep it up and keep writing those songs.
Oh, I will. You can't stop me.
Good girl. And he walks out. Mm-hmm.
Could she get any read on why he was skittish about her?
I don't know, make an insight check.
Insight!
Screen. 19.
You've sort of seen that behavior before when you've met people who sometimes operate on the other side of the law.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
Next up is Sheven, who walks up and stops kind of halfway between Athgarr and Gwen, takes a step back and just looks, then walks up and on each person kind of, on either cheek and says, "You're gonna hate me, and that's all right." And then she just turns, nods to Aralahkis, smiles, and pats the hands of everyone else and makes her way out the door.
I look at Athgarr and just kind of give him a look.
Just for understanding,
Mm-hmm.
Aralahkis has put Gwen there and stood next to Aribell.
Yep.
Just okay.
Did he talk to Aribell?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm just referencing.
Oh, he
the
did.
fact-
He did, but basically all he said to you was, "So, how you doing? Don't worry about this. Everything will be fine."
I'm well aware of intrigue.
I was just making the point that Aralahkis made it so it's Athgarr, Gwen, Aralahkis. That's what I was making the point to in my head.
Yes.
I thought he switched Gwen and Aribell,
Mm-mm.
but
No.
instead he switched himself with Gwen.
Yep.
Okay.
He said that he needed to speak with Aribell.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 12 clan leaders. They're the first 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aribell does her curtsy thing for each of the 12.
Okay. Yep. You meet Brelfin's Strongjaw.
Whoa. Sorry, hold on. Say again.
You meet Brelfin Strongjaw.
Brelfin Strongjaw.
Walking in full armor, carrying his helmet under his arm. He's wearing the crest of Balmus.
Mm.
And he is exceptionally formal. Doesn't really say anything heartfelt. It's sort of like mouthing the necessary pleasantries and condolences, and then walks on.
What kind of armor is it?
Full plate.
Oh. Are we supposed to be looking in their eyes?
Yes, I am.
Same.
Yeah. He's all business.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a paladin? Does he look
Yes.
like?
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
that's what you get the sense.
Okay.
100%. Law and order.
So maybe not on his side.
He might,
Athgarr, as he makes his way down the line, Athgarr leans to Gwen and says, "Next will be the members of the Badger clan.
Understood.
Likely you will be meeting them for the first time." Next in is even for this occasion, a rather scruffy-looking dwarf.
Who you calling a nerf herder?
Dressed in patched leathers. It looks like he might have just come off the road. He introduces himself as Skane Razorclaw, leader of the Badger clan. And he kind of looks down the line briefly and then, makes the necessary pleasantries to Athgarr. Kind of nods his head to Gwen. Stops to chat with Aralahkis for a good 30, 40 seconds. And then just does the nod thing to the rest of you, and then walks out.
How are his eyes?
They warmed when he got to Aralahkis.
Interesting.
Aralahkis kind of leans over to Gwen and says, "He's a little bit of a bigot."
Not on our side.
Against
anybody who's not dwarven.
Well,
Oh. That's interesting.
Yep.
not much we can do about it.
No.
Next is a woman who comes in dressed in a formal robe, belted around the waist, moving with a noticeable grace. Introduces herself as Afdu Gloomtail, member of the Badger clan. And her eyes are kind of questioning. Like Gwen, you notice that when she's, making her remarks to Athgarr, she's kind of like looking at his face, like searching for something. And you get the sense that she didn't see what she was looking for. And she's pleasant, but brief. The next person through the door is the rather ancient-looking elf that you saw react to Athgar's singing. He introduces himself as Janice Fleetfoot. Yeah, it's Guneis.
Guneis. Flatfoot?
Yes, Fleetfoot.
Okay.
And he moves with more haste than anyone else to get to Athgarr, and then says to him, "You have my deepest condolences, Athgarr. Where did you learn that song?" Song? Yes, the one you sang. I sang no song. But you did.
Athgarr, you did.
I what?
You sang
And your eyes glowed.
like a lion.
You glowed.
I have no recollection of this.
It was beautiful.
The spirit of your clan spoke through you.
Clearly, that was a song that I have not heard since I was a child. A song that I did not fully remember until I heard it come from your lips. I believe that Thilse actually got it down. I hope she did. But I was going to ask you to repeat it, but if you don't remember doing it, well, I will hope that her records are good.
What did it mean?
Oh, yes, chances are good you don't. If you don't remember singing it, you likely don't. It was an archaic form of High Elven.
Ooh.
And it was a song traditionally sung to wish a warrior to their rightful rest.
Mm.
I believe it translates to, we rest our paws among the gold, we rest our fangs among the green. The soft winds blow cross settled hide, forever we abide.
That's beautiful.
I do wish I remembered. I am not a singer, really. Well, you did fine with this one. Either way, it was beautiful and quite appropriate. And I will say not what I had expected to hear.
It was an honor, a way of honoring our fallen warrior.
Indeed. Well, thank you for a little bit of my childhood. And I will say well done. Then he looks at Gwen. Lady,
Good sir.
I am pleased to see you as part of these proceedings. Your work as ambassador has yielded much goodwill toward our city.
I've been honored to play this part in spreading word of our clan and all of the opportunities that we bring to Aecathan.
A good answer. And then he makes his way down the line.
Does he stop at each of us?
Mhm.
I think I heard you mention that the person you were sitting with was trying to capture the song.
Yes.
Tasha has a unique ability to remember things very, very exactly. Perhaps she could speak with your friend to make sure everything is heard.
That would be much appreciated. I would see that song return to our rituals.
Mm. I can see why. And I take a piece of paper, parchment out of my coat and start writing everything down.
Right now.
Yeah.
Because of course she has one with her.
Musician's work is never done.
And I take a pen out of my hair.
I have a question. I am High Elf. Would I have remembered that or known about that?
Well, okay, let's do this. Make a history check.
That's a no. That's a fat 6 plus 2 is 8.
It vaguely reminded you of something that you'd heard somewhere in your childhood, but
Maybe
it didn't make any sense to you. Just the syntax and a couple of the words sounded sort of familiar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, he looks at the parchment that Tasha has handed him and just kind of shakes his head a little bit.
She turned me around and right on my back. Kidding.
Don't use the casket.
Don't use the casket.
I
Don't kneel down. What are you doing? Get up. No, I'm kidding.
Writing on the wall.
I would never.
I will make certain to get this to the person that I asked to copy it down. It will be very interesting to see how well she did. But she will be the one to record this for the Clan Council. But I thank you. This is, to me personally, a gift beyond telling. Something that I thought was lost.
I am happy to do what little I could to help.
I see Athgarr has indeed surrounded himself with notable and, may I say, amazing people.
Well, it's become a bit trite, but we're kind of a big deal.
Aribell would not react, but she's like,
Zorith drops her head a little.
Of course you are. And he just nods his head and goes walking out. Next through the door is a gnome.
It's not Secuthos, right?
No. This one is wearing the robes of the Church of Eidos. And his hair is sticking out in spikes from his head.
So he looks like a hedgehog?
And Athgarr leans to Gwen and says, Porcupine Clan.
Okay.
Got it.
He walks out and stops in front of Athgarr and goes, "What took so long? I'm standing behind that door for ages." Sorry about your loss. Your father was a good man and a good leader. He will be missed. Athgarr just kind of nods and murmurs thank you, and he turns and starts to walk down the line and just kind of stops, looks up at Gwen and goes, turns and keeps walking.
Not a fan.
As he walks by, I say, "Gosh, I'm sorry I didn't get your name."
And he just kind of stops and does a slow burn up.
Oh, because he's shorter than us, right?
Yeah,
'cause,
goes.
you know.
Turns and keeps walking.
Okay.
My goodness.
at least I curtsied at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Next through the door is a short, middle-aged woman. Blonde hair, although you can see that it has started to streak with silver. Very expressive green eyes. She's wearing the regalia of the Teroran Church.
Mm.
And she walks up and curtsies to Athgarr. And then just kind of leans in and says, "Are you all right? You look tired." "I am." "Well, do take care of yourself, please." We need you here. And you're not going to be any good to anyone if you're too tired to think straight. I know. And she just kind of reaches out and takes his hand and just squeezes it for a second. And then she turns and turns back to Gwenlaryn and says, I think you'll do fine.
I thank you. And thank you for being here today and showing such kindness to Lord Athgarr.
I've watched him grow up. He's a good lad.
He is the best. The best of us.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that you think that. That will make things easier. She nods and turns and leans down to give Aralahkis a kiss on the cheek. And when she steps up to Pam, she curtsies again. It's the only other person than Athgarr. It is an honor to meet you. I have heard of all the good that you have been doing. And I am proud to say that I too serve the same lady as you.
She's blessed me and all of us.
Well, may she continue to do so. And she smiles and, politely greets Zorath and Tasha as well and heads out.
I lean over to Athgarr and say, I liked her.
Mm-hmm. Hold that thought. Remind me and I'll explain afterwards.
There.
Next through the door is an elderly human woman. Mostly white hair. There's a few strands of what must be her original brown color. She's got sharp, dark brown eyes. She walks upright, but with a noticeable limp. And she walks up and looks up at Athgarr. Well, looks at Athgarr. She's about his height. I am sorry that your father has passed. I am also sorry, but I have seen your rule would come to no good. I cannot support you. And then she looks at Gwen. Nor you. Then turns and just walks past everyone else.
Didn't remember asking for her support.
Again, ask me afterwards, I'll tell you.
The debrief on this back at the Four Home is going to be
Yes.
awesome.
There's so much subtext.
Right?
Next through the door is a half-elven woman dressed in beautiful elven chain. With a longsword on one hip, a dagger on the other, and a harp on her back.
Mm.
And she comes walking up and just kind of glances around and then just wraps Athgarr in a hug.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing song, my friend. Whew. Shunice was just frantic that I write it down. Which I did, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But where did you come up with that one? I mean, what language even was that? I hate to admit this, but I have no memory of singing. Oh, that's what the glow was about. So somebody sang through you. Oh, I thought this was supposed to be warded. Aralahkis leans out and goes, "It is." Well, then how do you explain what just happened? I'm working on it. Well, doesn't seem to...
I have theories.
Yeah, I've got a couple myself. Oh, by the way, I'm Thielsay. Thielsay Thunderfeather. She's a friend. Yep. He was one of the few people growing up who, you know, when he was growing up, he would actually, you know, just come sit down and talk to me. Wasn't afraid of how I looked, wasn't afraid of the fact that I was different. Meant a lot. We've been friends ever since. She's also the youngest member of the Clan Council. Yeah, don't remind me. That's why they don't really listen to me at all. They will. Yeah, we'll see. Right now, I'm just the Sterai, or the orc woman. That will change. There will be, I would guess, in the next 5 to 10 years, some turnover in the Clan Council, and likely you will no longer be the youngest. Well, come talk to me sometime afterwards. I'll tell you who I would suggest go first. I think I might have an idea, but we'll do that. Well, I will say it's an honor meeting all of you. Aralahkis, are you getting shorter? Shut up. She's 6'9".
Oh my god.
So this is a half orc woman, not the half elven woman.
Correct. This is the half orc woman.
And she's wearing elven chain.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to take too much time and get yelled at, but I'm really sorry about your dad. I know you didn't have the best of relationships, but it's still got a sting. So, you need someone to talk to? Though, with these 4, I don't know what you'd need me for, but if you do, I'm around. Thank you, my friend. We will likely have a more informal gathering in the next day or so. Have you been to the Ivory's Wrath? A couple times. Likely it will be there. Shall I invite you? Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like a little bit more relaxed atmosphere. Consider it done. She reaches out and hugs him again and offers a hand to Gwenlaryn.
I clasp it in both of mine and say, "Thank you for being here. I know that your support means so much to Athgarr.
Always. And I look forward to getting to talk to the rest of you in a setting that isn't quite so limited. But I've heard the songs. Who's the songwriter? Ah. Please write more. I've got the dragon song down. But we need more like that.
I wrote down the song that Athgarr sang.
You did?
And I gave it to what's his name?
Janice.
I gave it to Janice. So he will give it to you.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much. I put that in the official record. That'll mean a lot to a lot of people, even some of the stuck-up ones.
Apparently, according to Janice, it's an ancient elven song that one sings to send heroes to the rest.
Huh. That didn't make any sense to me. But
Me either, but it was pretty.
yes, it was beautiful. All right. I'm going to go get something to eat.
Nice to
Turns
meet
and
you.
Walks out. Next through the door is the final member of the clan council. About 5'7", looks to be relatively young, but you also notice pointed ears sticking up out of
Half Elven.
wheat blonde hair
Elven.
and gray-green
Half.
eyes. But a roundness in the face that suggests that it's not pure elven heritage. He comes walking up and holds his hand out. Athgarr takes it and he clasps him on the other side and says, "I am so sorry, Athgarr. If there's anything that we can do to make this time easier for you, please know that you have just to ask." Thank you. I do appreciate that. I honestly don't know what that would be. I know. Believe me, I know. But you were there for us, so we will be there for you. You need only ask. And take care of yourself. You look tired. I am very tired. Well, and he kind of looks at Gwen and goes, "Can you make sure he gets some sleep, please?"
I will do my best with a very stubborn person.
Let me introduce Dostrar Brighttail, one of the remaining members of the Fox clan.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
A clan that might have died out were it not for Athgar's help. So, we owe him. So if there's anything that myself or my children can do, please, we're looking for an opportunity to pay him back for saving our clan. I didn't save the clan. I just introduced you to your wife. And now we have 2 beautiful children and a clan of 4, where there was a clan of 1. So, let me hold my thoughts as they are. As you wish. And he bows to everyone as he goes down the line and just, says hello. After that, the rest of the clan members come through. They're all very solicitous and offering appropriate condolences. Several of them all also say congratulations. And by the time a couple hours have passed, you have managed to speak to all 60-some-odd people who showed up. And as the last person walks out the door, Aralahkis immediately goes, ugh, and grabs the ribbon and rips it out of his beard, shoves it in a pocket, ruffles the beard back up. No.
I'm sure we'll see it again later this week.
Stupid thing. Yeah, well, I don't have to wear it for the public memorial.
I'm sorry you were so gussied up.
You looked great.
But you hated it.
I feel like a peacock.
Of the 6 that are not currently swayed towards Athgarr, are there any that are easier to convince than others?
6.
Well, okay, first off, I gotta know. Athgarr, seriously, you don't remember singing?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't. I gave my speech.
You glowed and sang.
There was glowing.
We were behind him, right? He stepped forward, so we didn't see his eyes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Well,
saw him glow.
actually, Tasha and Zorith could have, because they were on the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There was glowing.
A golden light bathed over you.
It
Or
did.
emitted from you? I'm not sure.
Is there any history of anything like that happening before?
Not that I know of. I'll ask Sheven.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, and he looks at Aralahkis, why did Sheven say I'm going to hate her?
And me?
Yeah, that.
Because Aralahkis had to talk to me?
Yes. And not really.
Right, but the result of that, I'm guessing?
Okay. She threatened me and told me that I had to go along with it. So I want a little understanding. Not many people left in this city scare me, but she does. Let's just say that you declared more than your candidacy for lordship today.
Mm.
Oh, what else?
I'm assuming Gwen was standing where the Lady of Thunder's Edge would stand.
Oh, Mother of Lord.
Yep.
By putting you ahead of Aralahkis.
Was this implied? Rumored?
Well, as Sheven explained it to me, you pretty much just declared it in front of the whole clan council.
Y'all just got engaged. Congratulations.
So if you had been standing next to him, would you be engaged to him?
No,
No.
I'm the seneschal.
But because you stood before him, yeah, that elevates your status.
We had a whole talk about this, that they weren't ready for that.
We did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Athgarr, did you know about this?
Athgarr is paler again. And he's looking at Athgarr, and you're starting to see that this is not shock pale. This is beginning of full-on rage pale.
Oh no.
Okay, so we need a timeout right now before Athgarr has some kind of aneurysm.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's a private place we could speak for a moment.
I'm not sure which one of you I'm going to kill first.
Okay, so we need to go. Out
When
of
Athgarr
this
uses
space.
the Gwen words, we're in trouble.
Aralahkis actually takes a step back and goes, "You know, I'm thinking I'm not really that hungry. I'll talk to y'all later." Quickly,
No, we
shoot,
had
and
questions
teleports away.
for you. Counterspell. I can't do that.
I know, and I wouldn't think of that.
I don't have it. So.
Okay, Athgarr, deep breaths. You can't afford to lose your temper today. You cannot. This was symbolic. It doesn't have to be something that we go forward with. We simply stood next to each other. It is not a big deal.
Athgarr, we will deal with this one step at a time. Right now, we are dealing with your father's clan funeral. And then we are dealing with getting you elected to clan leader. And then we can deal with this. Capiche?
Roll a persuasion check. And this is an opposed roll.
Oh.
Persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why? Why must you? 32.
Oh, Jesus. Fine.
Okay.
Just keep Sheven away from me.
Oh, yes. I will do that.
We should probably go.
We should.
Are you going to be able to control your temper? You need to be able to put on a positive face.
I'll do my best.
If you can't, then perhaps we can make your excuses and...
No, that too would be a dire breach of etiquette.
Get you a shot of something.
Once we get in there, yes.
So, as I tried to ask earlier, of the 6 who are not currently in favor of you, are there any that are more persuadable or might be on the fence?
I would have said no.
But
Janice's reaction to whatever happened was more respectful than anything he's ever said to me.
Oh, he's not one of your supporters?
No.
Janice?
Oh, he very much came across.
Yeah, I put him down as Athgar's side.
Okay.
He is
so
actually... He is one of the two who appear indecisive. It's clear that they are both waiting to see who the other candidates will be.
What about
who's the other?
the Porcupine Clan guy?
Pinvar.
He's crotchety.
I wasn't sure though what his...
He is a strict traditionalist.
Okay,
So
so
that's
he's not on
another-
our side.
And he is firmly entrenched in historic ritual.
Mm-hmm.
He
Okay.
would not view any move away from any of the existing traditions favorably.
Okay.
So who's the other?
The woman? The one with the searching eyes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Afnu Gloomtail.
yes.
What is her story?
She did not like my father, but she has never shown any indication that she sees me any differently.
Is she a traditionalist?
She is overly cautious. Anything that might cause instability or imbalance, she will always vote against. And I would guess that she sees me as a disruptive element, and therefore would not be in favor of my assuming the leadership of the city.
Also be cause of disruption if it's not you.
Correct.
How many generations of Tremaines have been leading Thunder's Edge now in a row?
2.
Just two. But
That would still be a change.
Mm-hmm.
You make a good point, Aribell.
and continuity of that, or disrupting that continuity, may cause unrest.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with those outside of the clan system and the larger, with Erma and the larger areas of Aecathan.
And the Joggergonans.
Unfortunately, the traditionalists among the clan council are also isolationists who believe that the considerations of the rest of the realm should not enter into a decision about the city.
That's a good point.
What about its role as defender of Aecathan?
Of that they take pride in, but they also see a strength in continuing to do it as it always has been done, because it has worked until now.
All right. Well, I think we should probably go, and we can talk a little bit about this. We can talk more about this later.
Does the paladin like you?
No.
Okay.
Although, I do not believe that he is aware of exactly what it is that I have done traveling with you all that might raise his estimation of me. He is a devout follower of Balmus, so he views everything in terms of martial capability.
I have not side for him.
And he's a no then right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Brelf and Strongjaw.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I have more singing to do, I believe.
He is also fully under the sway of Kirgo.
Under the sway of who?
Kirgo,
Is that the first one?
yes.
Lady Proud Pawfoot?
Lady
Fast Paw?
Lady Fastpaw, yes. As she votes, he votes.
Mm.
Well, again, I have more singing to do.
We'll never sway her, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I want to talk to the paladin anyway.
I am fairly certain that she would be first on Theose's list.
Oh, yeah. I got you. What is her name? Beyoncé.
Mm-hmm.
Should not be.
Shall we?
That's
I
Yeah.
tuck my hand into Athgar's elbow and say, let's do this.
Ooh.
And he kind of looks down at your arm and then looks you in the eye and says, "You want to do it like this?"
cute.
It's already been done, so anything that rocks the boat at this point is problematic. Let's just present a united front and we'll figure it out later.
Fair. All right. And so he walks in with you, arm in arm, and as he walks through the door, people are, serving themselves at the buffet and sitting and talking. But as the two of you walk in, several of the people and the 6 clan members or council members who are in support of Athgarr all stand and begin applauding. And he just kind of stops and looks and acknowledges. He waits until they stop and then proceeds to walk to the table where he pulled the chairs out originally, which turns out is the table for everyone, who was sort of like the head table. And he says, "So, do we sit and drink, or do we get food and then drink?"
I think you could drink without food.
Food.
Food first.
I think it's best that you eat first.
Very well. He heads up to the buffet. It looks like your trio have outdone themselves. There are several dishes that Gwen and Athgarr are able to identify as sort of traditional clan dishes. There are a couple recipes from the clans in Belinamard, and then a couple that Aribell and Gwen can easily identify as Kaelin's specialties. And those show that people have consumed them more than the other dishes. It seems clear that they have identified, sort of the superior foodstuffs. But Athgarr takes a little of everything. And then... Go ahead.
Sorry. I was saying, are people sitting by clan or is it intermingled?
Mostly they're sitting by clan. There are a couple tables where there are members of more than one clan, but mostly they're sitting by clan. And Athgarr motions a server over and says something, and the server nods and heads off into the kitchen. He gets back to the table, sits down. When you are all back sitting, he lets you know that he's asked them to bring a couple bottles of wine and some glasses. Over the next half hour or so, there are several people, all just clan members, but several people who come over and make a point of congratulating him on the speech. Several of them ask about the song. And he has begun just saying that, he was told that it was a song in ancient High Elven that honored revered clan members passing and wishing them God's speed into the next life. And that seems to satisfy them, and, it's true, just not all the truth.
Indeed.
Aribell walks back to where Kaelin and Cook and everybody are.
Okay.
How's the supply of food back there?
Well, you see, Kaelin's telling Cook what to do, and Cook's telling Aloric what to do. So they clearly have the hierarchy nailed down. They're still fixing stuff. So, and a few people have started to drift off now. So it looks like it's not going to go probably more than an hour, hour and a half.
Is Aralahkis in the room somewhere?
Nope.
Oh, he's
Dirty
gone.
Howard.
Then she'll look for Sheven. Is that how you say it? She looks.
She's sitting at the table with the other 3 Lion Clan members, or Lion Clan counselors, and a couple of the older members.
She walks that way and tries to make eye contact to make sure it's okay if she comes up to the table.
Let's see. Make a performance check.
Dirty 20.
Sheven looks like she's listening to Veerd tell a story, and she kind of glances over and catches your eye. What do you do?
Would she do it?
And she goes,
Did she nod? Oh, okay.
and she waits, and it looks like she waits until Veerd is either done or, comes to a break. And then she clearly excuses herself and gets up and comes wandering over.
Oh, she was trying to come to the table, but it's okay. with the others. It's okay. I don't see Aralahkis. I think he's hiding.
Told you, huh?
Yeah.
Trust me.
I
For
don't
his own
have,
good.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Because he's not here, I didn't know who else to ask. Obviously, this isn't everyone. People are out running patrols and things. Should we take food to people?
You certainly could. That would be a very nice thing to do.
Okay.
You know what? Let me see if I can get you some help with that.
Okay.
I'll help too. That's a good idea. Trust a paladin.
Do I see them talking?
I don't know. Make a perception check.
22.
Yeah.
I'll start walking that way.
I mean, we can obviously, as we take food, let them know that Lord Athgarr wishes he could greet them himself, but he's obviously can't get away, but we're there on his behalf to bring them a meal.
Oh, good. Looks like we're gonna have more company. I hope this isn't gonna get loud.
I was just, she explains to Gwen what she was asking.
That's a very thoughtful thing to do. Are there others within earshot?
Oh, there are people milling all about, yeah.
So I say, Sheven, I'm so glad that you're here. And I lean in to give her a hug. And I whisper in her ear, how could you do that to him? And you realize that I will now never know if this is really what he wanted. Or if he's just trapped. And I lean back.
And she just looks at you with this look in her eye that's just kind of like, oh, come on. And she says, yeah, you really don't understand how this works, do you? You're not
Clearly
trapped.
not.
He made a statement of the moment. If in a week or a month or a year things change, well, things change. But for now, there's a few people who are going to see him as a little bit more adult and a little bit more settled than they would have otherwise. And if he's standing for Lord, that's a good thing.
I agree. I just wish you'd clued us in first.
Well, maybe I should have, but I didn't. Made a decision. Doing everything I can to help see that young man sit on his father's seat.
I think I'll go talk to Kaylin and Cook and start dishing up some platters to take to people on behalf of Athgarr and you, Gwen. And
Thank you.
if you do have people who would be willing to help Sheven, that would be lovely.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Are we done?
We are.
I'll go get you that help.
Thank you.
She turns around and heads off to a different table where there's some younger men and women sitting.
I'll head back toward Athgarr.
She goes in the kitchen and tells them what she'd like to do.
That's a lovely gesture. I imagine not many would think of this. So, good call. We've got plenty of food. We didn't count on the fact that so many of the older people eat like birds. So we were going to have extras. Now we have something to do with those extras. Back at the table, when you sit down, Athgarr leans in. What did you say?
I just let her know that I wish she had talked with us first.
At the least.
She thinks this will present you in a more positive light to those who'd like to see you settled and who need to view you as more mature. So she believes that this will help you to secure the seat.
I still don't approve.
Her logic is sound, but it was something we should have known about beforehand.
It's not something that should have been done. Now, were I to decide I wanted to ask you, you will not know if I am doing it because I wish to, or because I have been socially pressured into it, and I object to that.
Funny, I mentioned the same thing to her, and she said that for now it's necessary, and that if you change your mind later, we can find a way out of it.
Yes, that doesn't help me at all.
Why not?
Because I don't know if I'm going to want out of it. And if I decide I don't want out of it, how do I make that my decision alone again?
Well, we'll just decide that it's not really in place unless you choose to make it so.
So you're suggesting we let the rest of the city believe what they will?
Exactly.
You're muted.
You're muted.
That is often how that works. The people in your community believe what they want to, and the truth of it is often different.
It's not how I would have wanted things to go. But we'll figure it out when we've had more time to process the events of today, and when you've had more rest.
I'm still inclined to wring her old neck.
I believe she had your best interests at heart, even if she went about it in the worst way.
It's the same type of heavy-handed overreach that I would have expected from Father.
I know. And
You know how I felt about that.
I do. And I don't want you to feel trapped either into any kind of obligation. So just, we'll figure it out.
All right. Thank you for understanding. This is not at all how I expected this day to go.
Nor I. But we'll get through it and figure out the next steps tomorrow.
I still want to know, how you ended up singing that song.
I would like to know that as well. I wish I could have heard it.
Well, I'll sing it for you later.
Oh. Yes, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, no problem.
And do you? Of course you do. Remember what Janice said the translation was?
Basically, the translation was, we honor the fallen, the hero of the realm, and we wish him a safe and speedy journey to his proper rest.
Yeah. You do remember exactly what Janice said the translation was.
Yes, of course.
I'll get it from you later.
How much longer until you can rest?
Well, over the next half hour or so, the crowds pretty much start to clear out until there's just a couple people left sitting at a table deep in discussion, and the servers have cleared most of the other tables, and the surplus food has been distributed to those outside, and
Good call.
the folks that Sheven recruited come back in with many messages of thanks. The Sheven kind of goes over and prods the couple stragglers to finish their drinks and, move this over to the Blue Spider if they want to keep talking.
Mm.
And just like that, it's concluded.
You must be utterly exhausted.
I have a little energy left. The anger is invigorating.
I think that it would not be wise to talk with her at this point.
Oh,
Let's
I'm aware.
let's leave that for another day.
All right.
What needs to be done before you can leave?
I don't know. Let me ask Aloric.
I'll go with you. I'd like to speak with him and with Cook and with Kaylin.
All right. We'll be back in a moment.
Aribell's probably still in the kitchen.
Mhm.
She's doing dishes now.
Oh my god.
Probably.
Athgarr and Gwen walk in, and sure enough, Aribell is there helping clean. She and Aloric are working side by side at the dishes, and Cook and Kaelin are deep in conversation, looking at a large book.
I walk over to the two of them and say, I am so grateful for your planning, your purchasing of the finest ingredients, and putting together in a very short amount of time an amazing feast worthy of Lord Tremaine's ceremony. And you've really outdone yourselves. Please know that we are so very grateful for your efforts.
Thank you, milady. Well, you didn't tell me that I was going to have such a talented assistant. And Cook actually blushes.
Oh my goodness.
We have long enjoyed her culinary efforts here locally. It's certainly wonderful that the two of you got to work together.
Well, I can see why. She knows her way around the kitchen. It's going to be a pleasure to work with her again for the big one. And Cook just kind of looks like she's trying to figure out how to say something, and it's not coming.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I just wanted again to thank you and let you know how deeply appreciative we are. And I know that I can speak for Athgarr in saying that he appreciates your efforts as well.
Good. I heard he sang something he don't remember.
It's true.
What's that about?
We don't know exactly. We just know that he was moved by the moment and something happened. Not really sure what.
That's a little scary.
It is. We'd love to find out what happened exactly.
Well, you and your friends are pretty smart. I'm sure you figure it out. Any requests for the public meal? We were just going through her recipe book. She's got a couple of things in here I've never seen before. So we was just talking through them and was making a couple suggestions. But for the most part, they look pretty good.
I will leave it to your best judgment. You've certainly outdone yourself with this meal, and I'm sure that whatever you put together for the next will be outstanding.
Well, thank you very much, my lady. We'll do our best.
All right, I'm going to go make sure Aloric knows how grateful we are for his efforts as well.
Yeah. He's a good assistant. I don't think he knows enough quite to be my assistant, but he works very well as her assistant, which I understand they do all the time. So, yeah.
Very well. Thank you. And I go find Aloric.
Okay.
Say the same to him.
Okay. Well, while you've been having this conversation, Athgarr has come up to Aloric. And Aloric turns and wipes his hands off on his apron and just kind of puts his hand on Athgar's shoulder. So you survived. I'm glad. I understand there were some surprises. Yes, and not all of them pleasant, nor anything I remember. It's a little disturbing, everyone talking to me about the song I sang, when I did not sing a song, as far as I can tell. But everyone tells me I did. Yes, that's what I've heard. and glowed. I know you have that magic, but you don't remember casting it? No. Nor do I sense that I've actually used any of my magical resources. Well, as it doesn't seem to have done you any harm, and in fact has engendered quite some discussion that I've heard, I would consider this a good thing. Well, we'll see. By the way, if you see your would-be suitor coming into the Wrath anytime soon, you know the one I'm talking about. The old meddling one. If you happen to serve her something that will put her to sleep for, say, 9 or 10 years, I would be grateful.
Wow.
Oh my. Well, clearly there's a story here, and clearly you're not ready to talk about it. Yes, and no, I'm not. But that's for another time. I wanted to ask, is there anything else that I need to do, that we need to do? I can't think of what that would be. The temple staff will take care of clearing the tables, breaking them down, and storing them in the chairs. And we have the situation in the kitchen well in hand. Aribell's wonderful idea about taking food out to those who were guarding the ceremony, we have no leftovers to deal with. Which makes our cleanup much easier and much faster as well. Plus, there is a noblewoman washing dishes. And he just kind of grins.
My hands work as well as anyone else's.
And yet, I don't see anyone else who offered to come in and help. You are truly unique. You know that.
Athgarr,
Mm-hmm.
yes, there is something you need to do.
What?
You need to go home and go to sleep. Everything else will wait till tomorrow. You're physically, emotionally, and mentally exhausted. Go to bed.
Well, I guess you've gotten your marching orders. She is wise and powerful. I would listen if I were you. Very well. Thank you, Alaric. I appreciate all you've done. And all you will do. I'm in your debt. Thank you, but I don't see it that way. This is what friends do for friends. So, follow your orders, go to sleep, and stop by tomorrow. We'll make sure that you get something to eat. And we'll talk about the next steps. At this point, this is when Gwen walks over.
So I say the same to Alaric and thank him for all of his efforts.
As I was just telling Athgarr, to my mind, it's what friends do for friends, and I'm just pleased that I could be of some assistance. In times like this, there's not much that those who care can actually do other than make their concern known and offer support that usually is not taken up because there's nothing we can do. But in this case, I'm pleased to be able to help. And plus, it may bring a few more people from the inner enclave into the Wrath, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But now, Athgarr has received his orders from Lady Aribell. I would entrust you to see that he follows them. He is to go home. He is to sleep. And then he is to report to the Ivory's Wrath so that I may feed him.
That sounds like excellent advice.
He is standing right here.
And he is not where he should be.
I'll get there.
But you get there now.
If you need, I'm sure. Oh, you can teleport yourself. Never mind.
Maybe.
To avoid all of the people between here and home.
That does sound nicer than walking.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take you an extra hour to get home.
All right. Well, thank you for suffering through this, Aribell.
There's no suffering. There's nowhere else we would have been.
I should say goodbye to the other two.
See you in the morning. Gwen, you'll stay with Athgarr?
Can I teleport with you?
Certainly.
Okay, I think we should go.
Okay. So he walks back out, walks back up to the table. I have been sent to my room.
That's supper first.
I have been told to go home, to sleep, and then to breakfast at the Wrath in the morning. So, thank you both for suffering through the tedium.
It is absolutely our honor to stand up there with you.
Thank you.
Would you do any less for any of us?
No.
Then why would you think we would do anything different?
Still, it would be churlish of me not to offer my thanks.
Well, you're very welcome.
So, I will be at the Ivory's Wrath sometime tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Okay.
We will see you there.
All right.
And don't wait up. I'll just stay there.
Oh, of course you will.
Okay.
All right, and he steps back and begins singing softly under his breath, and then he and Gwen disappear in a flash. And that is where we'll stop. And we will pick this up the following morning on January 8th. So, thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate your attention. And
Absolutely.
we hope that you will come back and let us welcome you once more back into the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.
See you next year.